Hello everybody, thank you for clicking on this video and welcome to my channel. My name is Megan and today I'm going to be doing a reading for the upcoming week using my tarot and oracle cards. So just jump right in. I just want to get started. I've already pulled some cards to give me like a general overlay of the energies that I'm feeling for this week, and then I'm going to pull some more cards for clarity. So to start off, I'll say that the cards that have come out right now um, at the beginning of the reading have given me the feeling that this week is going to be really important in terms of testing your own faith in yourself. So there may be some challenges that come up that really are kind of requiring you to check in with yourself and see where you may be not checking in with yourself enough, where you may be doing some things or feeling some things or believing some things or engaging with some energies that are not aligned for you and that have been causing you to suffer but that you haven't quite let go of yet. So I've got that because we've got the High Priestess card here, which is all about intuition and your inner voice, your inner knowing. We also have the Justice card in reverse here. Justice card is all about balance, fairness, the scales evening out. So for this to be in reverse, I'm seeing that there may be some issues this week with balance, internal balance, maybe of your emotions and your thoughts. It could be a balance in your day-to-day life, balancing work and play. But I'm seeing that that's going to be a theme this week, is really trying to find a balance between whatever's going on with you. Because there's lots of stuff going on for lots of us. We've also got the Two of Wands and the Four of Swords in reverse here. And the feeling that I'm getting from these cards is that some of the challenges that are going to be showing up this week are really going to be about fear of the unknown, fear of the future, and those things being tied together, the future being unknown. And then, so the Two of Wands card represents like future planning and stuff. So for it to be in reverse, that just shows that your future plans may not be what you thought they were going to be. They may not be set in stone at all. You may not be in a position to even make any future plans because of the state of the world right now. So that may be something that you're really going to have to sit with this week and come to a place of balance within yourself, of being okay with this uncertainty, this future that is like not really set in stone, so to say. And then with the Four of Swords in reverse as well, just double checking on that because these two cards actually are not super common for me, so it's interesting that they popped out this week. The Four of Swords can represent okay, so I feel like you may be feeling like you're not making any progress. Like you may be feeling like because okay, so because you may not have like a specific goal in mind for your future, or if you did, those plans are being put on hold or changed or thrown out the window. You may be feeling like, oh my god, like what did I even do everything in my life up until this point for, because now it's just all anybody's game, kind of. That may be like the energies that you're feeling. And so I really want to dive further into this reading because I do also have the Ace of Cups and the Strength card here, which to me show that there's going to be, that this week is a week full of new opportunities for you emotionally. And you're going to have to really tap into your strength this week, which you have within you. You are strong. You can do it. And you're going to really need to like pay attention to what is coming up internally in your inner world as well as what's coming up in your external world, because this week with this Ace of Cups card, you're really being presented, we all are really being presented with the opportunity to make new choices where we may have been like living in a pattern in the past, or like stuck in a certain way of doing things, of thinking about things, of feeling like we have to do things a certain way. This week is really giving us the opportunity and the chance in a lot of different facets of our life to look at our responses to the things that are coming up and make the choose to respond in the way that is most aligned with what you want for your future. And if you don't know what you want for your future, we're all in a similar boat. That's kind of what the situation seems to be. So I'm gonna get a little bit more clarity about like everything that's going on here. I have an overview. So right now, right out the gate, we've got the Hanged Man card. Take a look at the imagery on this card for a minute. This card is always really fun for me to see, because this card talks about reframing your point of view and changing your perspective. So this to me is saying that there's going to be something this week that you need to look at from a new perspective or a different perspective. It may be in general, it may be in regards to a specific situation in your life, but what the energy that I'm picking up is like that you may have been kind of like on an old timeline. Like you may have been doing things a certain way, or thinking about things a certain way, or believing certain things because that is the way that you feel like it has always been. Or in your conscious memory, that's how you've always looked at it. Or maybe when you were a child, your parents told you this is the way the world is. And this card coming out, the Hangman, is really saying like, this is the opportunity to look at that from a new perspective and be willing to totally, do a complete 180, 360s all the way, 180, to see what you may have been overlooking or not even considering, or maybe you didn't even know was a way, you didn't even know you could look at something that way. And this week you're really going to see, I believe, that there are many ways of looking at things, and that a new perspective for yourself is just what you really need right now. I don't feel that these cards are correct. They flew out 4 at once, and usually that's more than my deck gives me at once. So, personally, okay. 5 of Swords. Yeah, so this is like internal conflict. Like, I feel like this is like a mental conflict. Like, you're going maybe back and forth with yourself, kind of debating, like, maybe you have this, like, dream or this idea or this, like, fantasy, like, utopia, like, oh my gosh, if money was no object, or if things weren't so, insert whatever, explanation you want to give here, then I would be doing this, or I would be, doing this with my life, or doing this with myself, or I would think differently or feel differently if this wasn't that way, if this wasn't that way, if that wasn't that way. And this is really saying, like, with the 5 of Swords and the Hangman next to each other, that, like, you are what is in your own way. And I say that with a lot of love, because it's a message that I have received myself many times. And it's saying that whatever, like, barriers you perceive there to be are of your own creation, and they're mental barriers. They're just old beliefs that you are still attached to. They're old stories that maybe you're still telling yourself that aren't benefiting you. And this is gonna be something that is coming up this week, so be prepared for it. The 5 of Swords is like a conflict card. 5 is always like change, or just kind of like movement, I guess, energy change. But with 5 of Swords, swords being like an air sign, or representing air, the element Thank you. That's the word for it. I see that this is like an internal conflict, and I don't say that to get you freaked out, because I'm sure you may be like, oh my god, more. There's already so much. I can, and that caught you. There's your internal conflict. So just sit with it. Just allow yourself to like take maybe 30 minutes and really just watch your internal conflict. Watch the two parts of your brain, or maybe more. There are lots of parts of my brain. Go back and forth, and you see that this part has this belief, and this part's saying, well, but what about this? And this part's going, well, but how come this? And blah, blah, blah. And you can take a step back and go, hey, I see both of these parts of my mind are arguing with each other. What if I take a different perspective and I say, I'm not going to engage in those arguments. I see that those arguments are happening in my mind, and I'm just going to let them be and go about my life as if I wasn't arguing with myself all the time. Fake it till you make it at the beginning, because really, then you'll make it. I don't know what's coming out of my mouth right now, just letting you know. So, the next card that came out, this is really interesting. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this Eight of Pentacles came out in reverse, which really tripped me up, because I haven't seen this card in reverse yet, but I'm really getting the energy here that like you're like dealing with a lot of perfectionism within your own head. Like, I sense that you maybe are dealing with this sort of imbalance within yourself, from a place of like wanting to be perfect, wanting to make the right choice. Like, maybe you're afraid to take a leap of faith, or to stop engaging in these negative thought patterns, or whatever. Maybe you're afraid to do that because you don't know what will come of it. See, a lot of times we keep ourselves in situations that actually aren't really in alignment for us because they're comfortable, even though it's like they're slowly draining us over time until we eventually realize. We stay until we can't take it anymore because we are used to it, and change is scary. The unknown is scary, again, with this Two of Wands in reverse card here. But you've pulled the Two of Pentacles here, and you can see this card here says Lord of Harmonious Change. So this is another card about balance and harmony. And what I'm seeing here is that you may be concerned that okay, I feel like there's, when I said like work and play earlier, this balance, I feel like that's coming up for me again. And what I'm seeing is that maybe you have like something that you enjoy doing that you may be good at, or I'm not the judge of that. You may not be an expert. You may not be perfect at it, perfectionism, but it feels right to you when you're doing it, or thinking about it, or engaging in it. That's like, you feel lit up, and you don't see how it's possible to do that thing more often, and or as like maybe your main hustle, because of these preconceived beliefs, these notions, these old things that you may have been tied to, these old stories that you may have been believing, this pattern that you may have, like not listening to your intuition. And this card is really saying, like, you may not see a way to balance that. You may not think that it's possible, or see how it would be possible yet for you to do what you love and also make money from it. And I don't say this from a place of like trying to monetize your hobbies, because I think that things are only worthwhile if they are like productive, um, in the typical like uh, capitalist sense of the word. But what I mean is that you I feel like you have this, like, the thing that's actually making you money is like feels like your side hustle on a spiritual level, because it's like that's not really what you're like about, and you want to and deserve to, and you're meant to, that's the word I'm looking for, you are meant to do the things in life that light you up. You are meant to follow those sparks, and you're not meant to be diverting your energy towards something that is not aligned for you just because that maybe you feel comfortable there, just because maybe you are worried about the other thing not paying off, just because it's the way that it's always been. Whatever your story is, the story that you're telling yourself in your head, in this mental conflict that you're having back and forth, the part of you that's telling yourself this story as to why things aren't going to work. This Two of Pentacles is saying that it is possible to balance these things. You don't see it right now with this Justice in reverse, but like it is possible, and if you stay open and receptive to that idea that it is possible, opportunities are going to come up this week for you to really start making some more traction in your life in a way that is emotionally fulfilling to you. So after the Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles came out, which is Lord of Material Work. 3 is a really strong number. The triangle is like the strongest shape, or something, something like that. So I really am seeing here, the Three of Pentacles says Lord of Material Work too. So what I'm seeing is that you maybe feel like you are lazy if you are doing what you love. Like, I think that maybe there's this attachment, this belief attachment, where you've got like work isn't supposed to be fun, or like nobody likes their jobs, or if you're working hard, you shouldn't be having a good time, or if you're having a good time, that means you're not working hard, or whatever. All these these beliefs that capitalism spits at us and sticks to us. You don't have to hold on to that belief anymore, because what this spread is saying, not just because of the spread, but the spread is your sign that's saying to you, like, it's okay to love the work you do. It's okay to enjoy what you're doing. And when you're doing whatever it is that you're enjoying, that's still like work. It's just maybe doesn't feel like work to you because you have been raised to believe that work is supposed to feel bad. But we want to work. Like, as humans, like, we want to feel productive, and not in the like our labor is being exploited way, but in the I want to be of service to this world. I want to make my mark in some way. I want to, whatever it may be. 5 of Cups here. Yeah, so this says Lord of Loss in Pleasure. So the 5 of Cups energy for me is really like melancholy energy, and it's about change. It's about leaving behind something that may have been emotionally fulfilling to you before, but it's no longer. And it's kind of this bittersweet feeling of like wanting to, knowing that it's time. Like, it's time to make this transition into the next phase of your life. And it can sting a little bit because of, it's like kind of like growing pains, leaving a situation or a belief or time in your life that was comfortable for you, if not, 100% in alignment with you, you may have gotten comfortable with it. And this, energy may be coming up for you this week, where you're feeling this bittersweet sort of like knowing, like kind of coming of age feeling, like knowing that things are changing and they aren't going to be the same again, and kind of mourning what was. And it's okay to allow yourself to feel that. Like, just because I'm saying, change your perspective and that you don't have to engage in your internal conflict, those are both true, and they don't negate your feelings. So you can feel sad, you can feel kind of afraid, you can feel this bittersweet, like kind of nostalgic feeling, this sort of anxiousness, restlessness, like what's about to happen feeling. All those things are totally valid. You can honor those feelings and not engage in the negative thought spirals. Can't stop your thoughts, but you can watch them instead of attaching to them. So, for example, if you have a thought going by, or a thought comes into your head, if you hear the thought that comes into your head and then attach to the thought and it becomes a part of you, then you are consumed by the thought. If you have a thought come into your head and you allow yourself to pause for a moment and go, I notice that I'm having the thought that, and then whatever the thought is, that gives you a little bit of distance from the thought so that you can observe it. And then as you do, you see that it just goes. Thoughts come and thoughts go, and you don't have to attach to them like that. Because the attaching to the thoughts is where the suffering is. I don't know where that came from, but some of you needed to hear that. Yeah, this week is going to be a big week. It's going to be a turbulent week, but it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a week that you look back on and go, oh, wow, I can really see how all the little choices I made that week, or the big choices, I don't know what's happening in your personal life, all of the decisions that I made that week, all of the things that came up for me that week, I can see how they were important in leading me towards where I am now. Right. Yeah, we've got the 10 of Cups and the 6 of Swords here, which are two good, I'm getting good vibes from both of these cards in this reading. The 6 of Swords being like, I'm in the middle of a reading right now. That's okay. The 6 of Swords being like, well, it says Lord of Earned Success. 6 is a really stable number to pull in the card. In the of, whoa, Mercury, what's up? I said that, and there's Mercury on this card twice. 3 times, hello. So, and then the 10 of Cups card is Lord of Perfected Success, and 10 of Cups for me is like full emotional fulfillment. Like you've got everything that you wanted. And I see these cards, how they fit into this story for, this coming week, is that maybe you've never like experienced this 10 of Cups moment consciously. Like maybe you haven't yet had an experience where you felt like everything is exactly how I had hoped, or even if it's not how I had hoped, I feel totally satisfied with the way that everything is. And with the 6 of Swords here, I see that there's this like movement energy, sort of like you're earning this 10 of Cups as you experience the things that are maybe not so comfortable. Like you're, I need some more information on that. Hmm. Three of Swords in reverse. So I feel like and then Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like this is an opportunity for you. I've said opportunity a lot, but that's really the word that is like the word of the day, I guess. There's an opportunity for you to really mend something that had been eating away at you for a while. You maybe may not have noticed that it had been eating away from you. Maybe you consciously or subconsciously repressed the awareness that it was eating away at you for one reason or another. Maybe you didn't think that you could handle it. Maybe you didn't want to deal with it. Maybe your subconscious pushed it down to protect you. Whatever the case may be, I'm seeing that you have this wound whereby you feel like you haven't earned success. Like you feel like you don't deserve to be successful. And I don't know why. I mean, I think that maybe this I'm getting like parents energy here. Maybe you really were raised in an environment where you didn't feel that any of your achievements were good enough for your parents. Maybe this isn't about your parents. This could be about a relationship, like a romantic partner. Like maybe in a relationship that you're having, you're dealing with this sort of feeling like not good enough, or like no matter what you do, you don't feel good enough. And no matter, even if your partner maybe is expressing to you that like you are more than enough for them, you don't feel like you deserve their love, or that's a romantic angle. I said the familial angle. There may be from a career angle. You maybe feel like you don't deserve money for one reason or another. I know that that's something that I definitely dealt with a lot, and I'm still working through. Big money wound. I think a lot of us have like a lot of wounds around money. So what came out here is the Five of Pentacles, which is Lord of Material Trouble. So that kind of is giving me a sign that this is about like money or a home situation, like a foundational situation. That maybe this is about something within you that feels like left out in the cold. Like I feel like you I think like maybe you feel like the opportunities passed you by, and like now like oh you're too far into whatever thing that you did, whatever decision that you made, whatever part of your life or whatever. Like maybe you feel like you're too old. Maybe you feel like you already got a degree in something. Maybe you feel like you've already spent a year and a half in this relationship, well, or whatever it might be. I feel like there's this energy of like feeling like you don't like this self-sabotage energy where you're not allowing yourself to reach your full potential because there's a part of you that believes that you're maybe not capable of what you want, or slash and that you don't deserve it. I'm here to tell you that both of those things are not true. They are illusions, and you do deserve abundance and happiness, and I see like good stuff in this spread. Like there's a lot of pentacles here, which is what is really making me feel that this is about like money or career or like a home foundational situation. But I really am like getting, there's a Two of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Strength card, and the Ace of Cups here with the High Priestess, and the Page of Cups, which came out. I don't think I showed you. Three of Swords in reverse and the Page of Cups came out. I feel like this is like a tender spot for you. And that's fine. It's okay to be tender about stuff. But what I'm telling you is that this is what's coming up for you this week. And to be prepared, because that's the energy. And to remind yourself that you can always choose to like look at something from a new perspective. You can always choose to, you know, listen to your intuition and do what you want to do and what feels right for you, even when you haven't done that in the past. Every moment is a new moment for you to make a new choice. And whether that choice is something big, like quitting your job, leaving a relationship, starting a new job, starting a new relationship, whether it's something as seemingly small as choosing to not engage with your negative thoughts and just look at them. It could be something as seemingly trivial as choosing to take a deep breath and let it go when somebody that you're living with does something that really gets under your skin, instead of, you know, ruminating about it all day and holding on to this resentment. All of these kinds of things are choices that you have the choice in each moment to make. And that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be super easy at first if this isn't something that you're practicing already. But what it does mean is that the Chariot, you have the power to do this, whatever it is that you're afraid you don't have the power to do, you do. And also, it's your birthright. Like, this is your calling. You deserve this happiness, you deserve this success, you deserve this joy and this feeling of freedom. You deserve to feel like you aren't miserable. Like, you don't have to feel chained to this life or this version of yourself or these choices that you've made in the past, because like you have some belief that, you know, you've already made up your mind and like that's the end of it. And because that's just not the case. And that's where maybe this is the new perspective that you have to look at within yourself of this internal conflict, is if you're seeing yourself looking at things from a really black and white perspective, from a place of really feeling like you are stuck, to just like pause, take a step back from the situation, allow yourself to observe the situation, accept what is happening to you in that moment, because it's happening. Might not be comfortable, it may not be what you wanted to happen, may not be what you expected to happen, but here we are, everybody, it's happening. So if you don't want to continue to create more illusions for yourself that you're just going to have to undo at some point down the line, this week is providing you with many chances to make new decisions and to step outside of your comfort zone, because when you do that, that's when things are really going to start to flow for you. Like, there is tense energy in here, but the first card I pulled was the High Priestess, which was the first card I pulled yesterday, and she's been coming up a lot lately for me. So I really feel like big overarching message of every reading I ever do is, trust yourself, listen to your intuition, trust your feelings. It doesn't mean you have to act out of your feelings all the time. When you are caught up in an emotion, when you are experiencing an emotion, anger, sadness, frustration, grief, be it what it may, feeling it and accepting it and honoring it is not the same as allowing that emotion to take control over you and your choices. So You Are Worth It is the oracle card that came out here, which is a really beautiful, clear message that you are worth it. You are worth whatever work it takes to get to a place where you feel happier. You are worth the time and energy and effort that you would slash will slash are expending to grow and evolve and change and heal. And let me just read this. It says, the only way that you can accept, respect, and cherish others is by accepting, respecting, and cherishing you. Accept praise and credit when it is given to you. When you learn to be accepting, you allow your true potential to blossom. You claim your worth and reflect that light to others. When you see yourself in this light, other people cannot help but respond to your personal sense of value. As you strive towards more self-love each day, you will find yourself infused with new energy. It is okay to walk away from relationships that minimize or hurt you. Enjoy and love who you are. Yeah, so that's pretty clear to me. This relationship that, the relationships that hurt you may be with yourself, maybe a literal romantic relationship. It may be a relationship that you had with your job, with people at your job, with your career path. We've got all kinds of relationships in our life. Everything that you experience, you have a relationship to. So the last card that really came out here as I was actually I'll do these two because this one is the Empress and the Nine of Cups. The Empress being daughter of the mighty ones, and Nine of Cups being Lord of material happiness. So you are protected this week. Like, I'm really hearing that you have the universe on your side. You are a powerful, seriously powerful, with the Chariot, the High Priestess, and the Empress here, and the Strength card. These are powerful cards. You have more power than you are giving yourself credit for. And it is time to realize that and start making little changes and little choices in your day-to-day life as things come up for you this week, that allow you to be more in alignment with what makes you feel joyful, what makes you feel excited, what makes you feel lit up, and like you have purpose, because you do have purpose. And if you don't feel like you have a purpose, that is a sign that whatever you're doing right now is not really in alignment for you. And that's fine. That's awesome. That is exactly where you need to be right now. And this is your kind of message, that it's okay for things to change. It's okay to feel a little bittersweet about things changing. It's okay to feel doubt and to experience inner conflict. All these things are okay and they're normal. They're all a part of life. It's only when you get attached to these things and hold on to them out of fear of what not holding on to them might mean for you that you really start to suffer. And you are worth it. You deserve to be free of suffering. And this week's energy is kind of like shit or get off the pot, my friend. And I say that with no pressure onto you, because you have more than enough time in the universe for everything that is meant for you. And that this week is going to be an important week. And to keep that in mind as you move forward and practice compassion towards yourself as you move along this journey of life that we are all on, this crazy, crazy world that we are living in right now. But, it's always been crazy. We're all just kind of now waking up to it more, right? So thank you so much for watching this reading. I'm so excited to have been able to do this for you. Let me know if this resonates with you. If you're interested in receiving a personal reading from me, you can reach out to me via any of my social media platforms, and I would be really excited to set that up with you. Okay, guys? Have a great week. Let me know if you like this video, if you want to see more. I'm planning on making more anyway, whether you want to see them or not. So, bye.